The nurse's gasp wasn't for the miracle of birth. It was for the truth written in melanin and features that could never be mine. I'm standing in delivery room 3 at Mercy General, my wife Sarah's hand crushing mine as she pushes our 3rd child into the world. 9 months of anticipation, 3 years of trying after our 2nd daughter, and now this moment arrives wrapped in hospital blue and the sharp smell of antiseptic. The overhead lights hum their fluorescent song, while Dr. Martinez counts down between contractions. "Almost there, Sarah! One more big push!" My mother-in-law Margaret hovers by Sarah's shoulder, her phone ready to capture the first photo. Our 2 daughters wait in the family lounge with my brother, probably destroying a vending machine's worth of snacks by now. Everything is exactly as we planned. The hospital bracelet on my wrist reads, "Father, baby boy, green, room 3. "I can see the head," Dr. Martinez announces. Dark hair, lots of it. Sarah squeezes harder. She's done this twice before, knows the rhythm, but something feels different. Her eyes don't find mine like they did with Emma and Lily. Instead, they stay locked on the ceiling tiles, counting something I can't see. The baby arrives at 3:47 p.m. in a rush of fluid, and that primal first cry that should crack any father's heart wide open. Should. The nurse, her name tag reads Patricia, takes him for the quick clean and check. That's when it happens. That gasp. Not joy, not wonder, horror. Patricia's eyes dart between the baby and me, then to Dr. Martinez, who's suddenly very interested in the afterbirth. Margaret's phone lowers slowly, like a flag at half-mast. The room fills with a silence so thick you could swim through it. "Let me see him," I say, though my voice sounds strange, like it's coming from underwater. Patricia brings the bundle over, and I know before I even look properly. The shape of the nose, the full lips, the tightly curled black hair, the beautiful deep brown skin that will never match the family portraits on our mantle. This child is perfect. This child is healthy. This child is not mine. Sarah still won't look at me. She's crying, but not the exhausted, joyful tears from Emma's birth or Lily's. These are different tears, guilty tears. "Sarah?" My voice cracks on her name. "I'm sorry," she whispers to the ceiling. "I'm so sorry, Michael." The baby's cry stops when our eyes meet, as if he knows. If you've ever had your world change in a single heartbeat, where everything you thought was solid turns to sand beneath your feet, you understand this moment. The wedding ring on my finger suddenly weighs 1,000 pounds. 8 years of marriage, 2 children. A house with a white fence we painted together last summer, all of it shattering in delivery room 3 while Patricia checks the bracelet 3 times, as if hoping the letters might rearrange themselves into a different truth. "Mr. Green," Dr. Martinez's voice cuts through the fog. "Would you like to cut the cord?" The question hangs between us like a challenge. Margaret shifts nervously, her designer heels clicking against the linoleum. Sarah finally turns to me, mascara creating rivers down her cheeks. And in her eyes, I see everything. The confession she'll never have to speak. The timeline I'm already calculating. The name she called out during transition that wasn't mine. Marcus. She said Marcus. I stand up. The plastic chair scrapes against the floor, a sound like fingernails on my soul. "No," I say quietly. "No, I wouldn't." The nursery I painted soft blue 2 months ago flashes in my mind. The crib we assembled together, arguing playfully over the instructions. The daddy's little man, onesie Sarah, bought the day we found out it was a boy. All of it waiting at home like a museum to my stupidity. I pull off the hospital bracelet. It takes 3 tries because my hands are shaking. Patricia reaches for it automatically, professionally, like she's seen this before. Maybe she has. Maybe delivery rooms see more truth than any of us want to admit. "Michael, please," Sarah starts, but I'm already walking toward the door. "The girls," I manage to say. "I'll tell the girls their brother is here." But we all know I won't. My mother-in-law won't meet my eyes as I pass. The door closes behind me with a soft click that sounds like the end of everything. The hallway stretches before me, endless and too bright. Other fathers pace here, anxious and excited. One guy about my age grins at me. "First one?" he asks. "Third," I hear myself say. But not mine. His smile falters. He doesn't know what to say, neither do I. I drive home on autopilot, muscle memory navigating while my mind reels. The empty car seat in the back mocks me. When I pull into our driveway, everything looks exactly the same. The basketball hoop where I teach Emma her free throws. The garden where Lily helps Sarah plant tomatoes. The welcome mat that says The Greens S 2016. Inside, the house smells like the lavender candles Sarah loves. The nursery door is cracked open, afternoon light streaming through curtains patterned with tiny elephants. I push it open fully and stand in the doorway, taking in every detail of this room built on a lie. The mural I painted, a tree with our family names on the branches, Michael, Sarah, Emma, Lily, and a blank spot waiting for today's edition. My phone buzzes, 17 missed calls from Sarah, 3 from Margaret, 1 from my brother asking if the baby arrived yet. I turn it off. That's when I see it. Behind the picture frame on the dresser, the one holding our last family portrait, a corner of paper sticking out. I pull it free and my hands start shaking again. It's a letter, but not to me. It's from him. Marcus. "My beautiful S," it begins. "Last night was everything. I know we said we'd stop, but how can I when you look at me like that? Your husband doesn't deserve you. 3 more months and we can stop pretending." The date at the top, January 15th, 9 months ago. I was deployed for training. She said she was lonely. Said she understood it was part of my job. Said she'd be fine with her mother, visiting to help with the girls. The credit card statement I never check because Sarah handles our finances. The conference in Chicago she attended for her marketing job. The new gym membership she was so excited about. The Tuesday evening book club that started meeting more frequently. 9 months ago, I was sleeping in a barracks in Fort Benning, writing her letters about how much I missed her. 9 months ago, she was in someone else's bed. The nursery walls feel like they're closing in. I grab the daddy's little man onesie and hold it up to the light. Such a small thing, such a big lie. The sound of a car in the driveway breaks through my spiral. Not Sarah's SUV. The engine note is different. I look out the window to see my brother David pulling up with Emma and Lily in the back seat. They're bouncing with excitement, probably sugar high from whatever he let them eat. I meet them at the door, and Emma launches herself at me. "Daddy, is baby brother here? Can we see him?" Lily, always more observant at 4 than her 7-year-old sister, tilts her head. "Daddy, why are you home? Why aren't you at the hospital?" David reads my face immediately. "Girls, why don't you go play in your room for a bit? Uncle David needs to talk to Daddy." They protest, but obey, thundering up the stairs. David waits until their door closes. "Mike, the baby," I start, then stop. "How do you say this? He's not mine, David." My brother doesn't gasp like Patricia. He doesn't look shocked. He just nods slowly, sadly. "You're sure? Unless I somehow change races without noticing, yeah, I'm sure." "Jesus!" David runs his hand through his hair, the same nervous gesture our father had. "What are you going to do?" "I don't know." The words come out raw, honest. "I just found this." I show him the letter. David reads it, his jaw tightening with each word. "That son of a..." He stops himself. "Sorry. God, Mike, I'm so sorry." The conference she attended, it never existed. My phone, still turned off, sits heavy in my pocket. Somewhere across town, my wife is holding another man's baby. Somewhere, Margaret is probably calling her lawyer son. Somewhere, Marcus might not even know he's a father. And here I stand in a nursery that will never hold the child it was prepared for. my brother's hand on my shoulder, the only thing keeping me from completely dissolving. The afternoon light fades, casting long shadows across the crib, across the changing table stocked with diapers, across the life we were supposed to have. Emma's voice carries down from upstairs. When can we meet baby brother? Soon, I think. But first, I need to understand how deep this deception goes. I need to find every receipt, every message, every lie. Because if I'm going to lose everything, I'm going to know exactly what I'm losing. The empty nursery waits, patient as a tomb, while I begin to unravel 9 months of carefully constructed fiction. The mural on the wall watches me work, that empty branch waiting for a name that will never be painted there. At least, not the name we planned. 3 days pass in a blur of evidence and insomnia. The house becomes a crime scene where I'm both detective and victim. Credit card statements spread across the dining table like tarot cards revealing our doom. January, hotel charge at the Marriott downtown, 5 minutes from our house. February, lingerie from Victoria's Secret, items I never saw. March, restaurant receipts for 2 during her solo shopping trips. April, another hotel, this time paid cash but withdrawal recorded. May, pregnancy test purchased. She told me she had the flu that week. The photo cloud tells another story. Deleted items aren't really deleted, just hidden. Recovery software brings them back like ghosts. Selfies in locations she never mentioned. Photos carefully cropped, but reflections don't lie. A man's watch visible in a wine glass. A dark hand on her shoulder in what she said was a girls' night photo. David brings coffee and sanity checks. Emma and Lily think mommy and baby brother are still at the hospital because complications. They don't know their father is drowning in receipts and lies while their mother sends text after text to a phone that stays turned off. You need a lawyer, David says for the 10th time. I need answers first. I'm staring at the credit card statement. This conference in Chicago, she was supposed to speak at it. It's on her LinkedIn, but look. I show him my laptop screen. The conference happened in Seattle. She was never registered. The hotel she booked in Chicago, it's an airport hotel, 1 night, probably never left the city. Mike, you're torturing yourself. No, I'm building a case. There's someone else who deserves to know the truth. I find Marcus through her Instagram. She was careful, but not careful enough. Group photos from the gym, tagged locations, a fundraiser where they're standing just a little too close. Marcus Williams, personal trainer, former college basketball player, married with 2 kids of his own. He didn't know she was married either. We meet at a coffee shop downtown, neutral territory. He walks in, and I know it's him immediately. Not just because he's the only black man there, but because he moves like an athlete, confident until he sees me, and that confidence crumbles. He knows who I am. Maybe sees his features in my face and realizes what he's done. You Michael? His voice is deep, uncertain. Sit down. He does. The coffee shop buzzes around us. Normal people living normal lives while we sit in the wreckage of our extraordinary disaster. She told me she was divorced, he says without preamble. Said her ex was military, never around. That's why the marriage failed. I'm sorry, man. I'm so fucking sorry. I want to hate him. God, I want to hate him so much. But looking at him, wedding ring catching the light, phone face down on the table, probably hiding texts from his own wife, I just feel tired. The baby, I say. You know about the baby. His face crumples. She called me from the hospital, crying, said you walked out, that she needs me to... He stops. My wife doesn't know. We've been trying for our 3rd for 2 years. She can't... The doctors say it's unlikely, and here I go, and his voice breaks. When did it start? January. New Year's resolution, she said. Wanted to get in shape. Hired me as a trainer. It was professional for maybe 2 weeks. Then... He shrugs helplessly. I love my wife. Love, present tense. But Sarah, she made me feel like I was 25 again. Stupid. I was so stupid. I pull out the paternity acknowledgement form my brother helped me print. You need to sign this, make it legal. The state assumes I'm the father otherwise. Marcus stares at it like it might bite him. My wife will leave me. Mine already did. She just doesn't know it yet. He signs it with a shaking hand. The coffee shop keeps humming. Someone laughs at a nearby table. Life goes on while ours falls apart. He swallows. What's his name? The baby? I don't know. I left before they named him. She wants to call him Justice. He laughs bitterly. Justice! Can you believe that? The irony is so sharp it could cut glass. We sit in silence for a moment, two men on opposite sides of the same betrayal. I'll pay, he says suddenly. Child support, medical bills, whatever's needed. Talk to your lawyer about that. My lawyer. He shakes his head. Never thought I'd need one. You? Seeing one tomorrow. Marcus stands to leave, then pauses. For what it's worth, she talked about you, said you were a good father, said the girls adore you. Not good enough, apparently. No, he agrees quietly. Neither was I. He didn't know she was married either. The law office of Brennan and Associates smells like leather and broken marriages. Tom Brennan has been handling divorces for 30 years, and his eyes have seen everything. Nothing surprises him anymore, including my story. Adultery is grounds for divorce in this state, he says, reviewing my evidence folder. Clear-cut case there, but custody is more complicated. How is it complicated? She cheated. She had another man's baby. She's still their mother. Courts don't like to separate children from mothers unless there's abuse or neglect. Adultery isn't considered direct harm to the children. But I know it's not fair. I'm telling you what the law says, not what's right. He pulls out a document. There's another issue. In this state, you're legally the father until proven otherwise. The words hit like cold water. But the baby is clearly, doesn't matter. You're married. Your name will go on the birth certificate unless you contest it. Even with the biological father acknowledging paternity, the court process takes time. During that time, you could be liable for support. For a child that's not mine, welcome to family law, Mr. Green. It's not about fair. It's about what's legal. He explains the options. File for divorce immediately. Contest paternity. Seek primary custody of Emma and Lily. Document everything. Don't abandon the marital home. Don't deny Sarah access to the girls. Don't do anything that could be seen as vindictive. What about him? Marcus? His wife needs to know. This will come out in court. Better she hears it from him than from a process server. The prenuptial agreement Sarah insisted on before our wedding, her father's money, she wanted to protect it, has one loophole: infidelity clause. She forfeits claim to marital assets if proven. The house is mine. The savings are mine. But the girls, joint custody is likely, unless she's proven unfit. She had an affair. Isn't that unfit? Not legally. I'm sorry, Michael. I know this isn't what you want to hear. In this state, you're legally the father until proven otherwise. Thursday afternoon. Sarah's been home 2 days with the baby. Margaret's been there playing gatekeeper. I've been staying with David, but I come by when I know they're at her mother's to get clothes and see the girls. Today is different. Today the girls are at school and daycare, and I need more documents from my home office. The house feels different with a baby in it. The smell of formula and dirty diapers, a bassinet in the living room, boy clothes I didn't buy hanging on the rack, Sarah's pumping equipment on the kitchen counter, evidence of a life continuing without me. I'm in my office when I hear the car, not Sarah's, not Margaret's. A few minutes later, the front door opens. I stay silent, listening. Footsteps. Then Sarah's voice, exhausted. Just put him in the bassinet. I need to pump. More footsteps. Then Marcus's voice. How long can we keep this up? I don't know. Michael won't answer my calls. My lawyer says if he files first, I could lose everything. My wife found out. Someone saw us at the hospital. Oh God, Marcus, I'm so sorry. She took the kids to her mother's, says she needs time to think. They're in my living room, in my house, with their baby. The audacity of it steals my breath. I open my office door, and they both freeze. Sarah clutches her robe closed. Marcus stands by the bassinet like a guard. Get out of my house. My voice is calm, which seems to scare them more than yelling would. Michael, Sarah starts. You have 5 minutes to get what you need and leave. Marcus, if you're smart, you'll go now. He looks at Sarah, then at the baby, then at me. I'll wait in the car. When he's gone, Sarah deflates. Can we talk? Please? Talk about what? How you fucked another man in our bed? How you spent 9 months lying to my face? How you were planning to let me raise his child? I never meant... Stop. Just stop. Get your things and go. She moves toward the bassinet, then stops at my office door. Behind her, I can see into the room. On my desk, where I left it this morning, Emma's drawing from daycare. 5 stick figures under a rainbow. Mommy, Daddy, Emma, Lily, and a tiny figure labeled Baby Brother. Sarah sees it too. Her face crumbles. The girls keep asking about him, about you. Emma cries every night wanting her daddy. Don't. They need you. They need a mother who doesn't destroy families. I made a mistake. No, a mistake is forgetting to pay a bill. You made a choice. Every day for 9 months, you chose this. The baby starts crying. Neither of us moves for a moment. Then Sarah goes to him. She picks him up, and for the first time, I really look at him. He's beautiful, innocent. Not his fault his mother is a liar, and his father is married to someone else. His name is Justice, Sarah says quietly. Justice Marcus Williams. You gave him Marcus's last name? It seemed fair. Fair. That word again. Nothing about this is fair. Daddy, why doesn't baby brother look like us? If you've ever had to explain adult failures to innocent hearts, you understand this special kind of hell. Emma asks it at dinner that night at David's house. Lily, eating chicken nuggets with unusual focus, waits for my answer. Sometimes, I say carefully, families don't look the same. But Kevin at school says real families match. Kevin at school is wrong. Real families are about love, not looks. Is baby brother not real family then? David catches my eye from across the kitchen. He's been incredible, taking us in, helping with the girls, not pushing for answers I don't have. Baby brother is mommy's family, and you'll see him soon. But not you? Lily's voice is small. It's complicated, sweetheart. I don't like complicated, she announces, returning to her nuggets with 4-year-old finality. Emma isn't satisfied. At 7, she understands more than we give her credit for. Are you and Mommy getting divorced? The word hangs in the air like a blade. We're figuring things out. Molly's parents got divorced. Now she has 2 Christmases. Is that what you want? 2 Christmases? Emma shakes her head so hard her pigtails whip around. I want 1 Christmas with everyone, even baby brother, even if he doesn't match. That night, I find her drawing pictures at David's kitchen table. Family portraits, over and over. Sometimes the baby is brown, sometimes pink, sometimes green or purple, but always 5 figures, always together. What are you drawing, bug? I'm trying to figure out what our family looks like now. And she shows me the latest attempt. We're all holding hands in a line, but there's space between each person, gap teeth in a smile. We're connected but apart, she explains seriously, like magnets that push away but still belong together. 7 years old and already understanding quantum physics of broken families. Friday morning mediation. The conference room at Brennan and Associates has a view of the city I'll never afford again after this is over. Sarah's across the table with her lawyer, a shark in a suit who's already mentioned best interests of the children 6 times in 10 minutes. Margaret sits behind Sarah like a sentinel. She's worn her most expensive jewelry, as if diamonds could buy respectability. The mediator, Janet, has kind eyes and the patience of a saint. She'll need both. Let's start with immediate concerns, Janet says. Living arrangements. My client wants to return to the marital home with all 3 children, Sarah's lawyer says. Absolutely not. The words are out before Tom can stop me. She brought another man into our home. She's not... Mr. Green, Janet intervenes gently. Let's focus on solutions. The solution is clear, Tom says. Temporary orders. Michael keeps the house in primary custody of Emma and Lily. Sarah can have supervised visitation until we sort out the divorce. Supervised? Sarah's voice cracks. They're my daughters. You compromise their stability with your affair, Tom responds coolly. That has nothing to do with my parenting. You exposed them to a situation where their father had to leave the hospital during what should have been a family moment. You've traumatized them. I've traumatized them. Michael's the one who abandoned. I abandoned no one. My voice cuts through the room. I remove myself from a situation you created. The mediation spirals from there. Every decision becomes a battleground. School pickup, weekend schedules, holidays. Sarah wants equal custody of all 3 children. The presumption makes my blood boil. Justice is my son too, I say, the sarcasm dripping. Right? According to the state? Don't be cruel, Sarah whispers. Cruel? You want to talk about cruel? Perhaps we should take a break, Janet suggests. During the break, I stand at the window watching the city below. Normal people living normal lives. Tom joins me. She's going to push for full custody, he says quietly. Her lawyer's good. She'll paint you as the one who abandoned the family. But I didn't. Doesn't matter what's true. Matters what they can make a judge believe. So what do? Document everything. Every interaction, every pickup, every tear the girls shed. Build a case that you're the stable parent. Stable. I haven't felt stable since delivery room 3. We return to the table. Sarah's been crying. Mascara smudged but not destroyed. Strategic tears maybe. Or maybe real ones. I can't tell anymore. I have a proposal, her lawyer says. Joint custody of Emma and Lily. Sarah maintains primary custody of Justice. Michael waives any claim to justice, and Sarah waives any claim to the house. And support, Tom asks. Standard calculation based on custody split. It sounds reasonable. It sounds like everything I should want. So why does it feel like another loss? I want first right of refusal on child care, I say. If Sarah can't watch the girls, I get called first. Not her mother, not a babysitter, me. Sarah nods quickly. Too quickly. She wanted full custody of all 3 children. That afternoon, David and I sit in his garage, the space heater barely keeping the November chill at bay. He's working on his motorcycle, hands busy while his mind processes everything I've told him. You know what's fucked up? He says, not looking at me. I knew something was off. What? Last Christmas, Sarah was different. Kept checking her phone, smiling at texts. I thought maybe you guys were working through something. Didn't want to pry. You could have said something. Say what? Hey bro, your wife seems suspicious? Based on what? Phone smiles. He throws his wrench down. I should have said something. It wouldn't have changed anything. Maybe not, but you wouldn't have been blindsided. He disappears into the house and comes back with a manila envelope, worn at the edges. What's this? Dad left it for you, for both of us, but it's about you. Our father died 2 years ago. Heart attack at his desk, working until the end. We found dozens of letters I'd written but never sent. Thoughts he'd never shared. This one is dated 6 months before he died. Michael, if you're reading this, something's happened that's shaken your foundation. I pray I'm wrong, but the men in our family have a talent for loving women who break our hearts. Your mother wasn't my first wife. You knew that. What you didn't know is that my first marriage ended much like I suspect yours might. Betrayal has a particular taste, doesn't it? Like copper pennies and regret. I left that marriage with nothing but my dignity and the knowledge that I'd tried. It felt like failure. For years, I thought I'd ruined my only chance at family. Then I met your mother, and you boys came along, and I realized families aren't built on blood alone. They're built on who shows up. The man who raised me wasn't my biological father. He married my mother when I was 3, after my real father left. But he was my dad in every way that mattered. He showed up. Every baseball game, every school play, every broken heart and celebration. If you're facing what I think you're facing, remember this. No anger, no revenge, just justice. And sometimes justice looks like grace. Sometimes it looks like showing up for children who need you, even if they're not yours by blood. Sometimes the family we choose becomes stronger than the one we were born into. Love, Dad. I read it 3 times before I can speak. He knew? Mom told me before she remarried. Dad suspected about Sarah, but didn't want to interfere. Said you had to walk your own path. Dad went through this too. Read his last letter. The garage feels smaller suddenly, filled with the ghost of a father who understood more than he ever let on. David's working on his bike again, letting me process. What would he do? I ask. In my situation? You know what he'd do? Same thing he did with us. He'd show up. For kids that aren't mine, Emma and Lily are yours. You know what I mean? David looks at me then, really looks at me. Do I? Because from where I'm sitting, you've got 2 daughters who need their father and a baby boy who didn't ask to be born into this mess. Maybe Dad's right. Maybe families aren't built on blood alone. You're saying I should what? Raise Marcus's son? I'm saying maybe think about what showing up looks like. Not for Sarah, not for Marcus, for the kids, all of them. The weight of it sits heavy. Outside, November wind rattles the garage door. Somewhere across town, my daughters are asking when Daddy's coming home. Somewhere, a baby who shares their mother, but not their father, is learning what abandonment feels like before he can even focus his eyes. He didn't deserve her, David says suddenly. Dad, he deserved better than his first wife. But if she hadn't left, we wouldn't exist. Yeah, funny how that works. He looks at me. Maybe justice exists for a reason too. Maybe this whole mess has a purpose we can't see yet. That's very Zen of you. That's very Dad of me. That night, I dream about delivery room 3, but this time, when the baby arrives, he looks exactly like me. Same green eyes, same cleft chin, and Sarah still says, I'm sorry. Because in dreams, just like reality, matching features don't guarantee matching hearts. The DNA test results arrived the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Official, clinical, undeniable, probability of paternity, 0%. I knew this, everyone knows this, but seeing it in black and white, certified by a laboratory, makes it real in a different way. I'm about to file it with my lawyer when Tom calls. We have a problem. Sarah's lawyer filed a motion. She wants you tested for Emma and Lily too. The world tilts. What? It's a tactic. Probably trying to rattle you, but the judge granted it. She's saying they might not be mine? She's not saying anything. Her lawyer is implying that if paternity is in question for one child, it should be confirmed for all. I think about Emma's green eyes, so like mine. Lily's stubborn chin, inherited from my mother. The way they both scrunch their noses when they laugh, just like I do. Fine, test them. Michael, test them all. I want no doubts, no questions, no ammunition for her to use. The tests are done quickly. Cheek swabs at a clinic, while Emma asks if it's like the COVID test, and Lily wants to know if she can keep the swab. 3 days later, Tom calls again. Michael, you sitting down? Just tell me. Emma and Lily are yours. 99.99% probability for both. The relief nearly drops me to my knees. I hadn't realized how much doubt Sarah's motion had planted until it's ripped out by the roots. There was a second test I didn't expect, for the other two children. The meeting request comes through my lawyer, formal and unexpected. Marcus Williams wants to discuss a proposition regarding the children's welfare. Tom advises against it, but something in the wording catches me. Not his son's welfare. The children, plural. We meet at a park, neutral territory with witnesses, but space to talk. He's there first, sitting on a bench watching his own kids play on the swings. His wife must have come back. When he sees me, he stands, uncertain. Thanks for coming. You have 5 minutes. I need more than that. He pulls out a folder. Sit, please. I sit on the far end of the bench. The folder contains medical documents, financial statements, and a photograph of Justice at 3 weeks old. He has a heart murmur, Marcus says quietly. Probably nothing, but needs monitoring. Specialist says it could require surgery by age 2. And my wife and we're trying to work things out. She's willing to forgive, but she has conditions. One of them is no contact with Sarah or Justice. Sounds like your problem. It is, but it's also his. He points to the photo. That baby needs a father, a real one, who shows up for doctor appointments and baseball games and all of it. I can't be that, not without losing my family. Again, your problem. I want to sign away my rights. The words hang in the November air. What? Full termination of parental rights, but not to Sarah, to you. I actually laugh. You want me to adopt your son? I want someone to be his father. Sarah's proven she can't be trusted. My wife won't let me. You're already raising 2 kids who share his mother. You're the only one who can give him a real family. The biological father had a proposition I never saw coming. You're insane. Maybe, but think about it. Emma and Lily will grow up seeing their brother every other weekend at Sarah's. Split holidays, different rules, different lives. Or they could grow up together. Same house, same rules, same father. You don't just give away a child because it's inconvenient. I'm not giving him away. I'm giving him a chance. Marcus's voice breaks slightly. My oldest is 10. If I choose Justice, I lose him. My 6-year-old daughter won't understand why Daddy chose another family. My wife, she's hanging by a thread, man. One more wrong move and she's gone. So you want me to raise your mistake? I want you to consider that maybe this isn't about my mistake or Sarah's betrayal. Maybe it's about 3 kids who didn't ask for any of this. He stands to leave, then turns back. My father wasn't my biological father. Married my mom when I was 2. Never treated me different from my brothers who were his by blood. Only found out when I was 18 and needed my birth certificate for college. And he was my real father in every way that mattered, because he chose to be. He leaves the folder on the bench. Inside, beyond the medical records, there's a trust fund statement, $50,000 in Justice's name. Guilt money, he adds, seeing me notice it. But it could be college money, if someone's there to make sure he gets to college. That night, Emma crawls into my bed at David's house. Bad dream? I ask. No, sat awake. Want to talk about it? Molly says when parents divorce, kids have to choose who to live with. Molly's parents are different from us. But will we have to choose? No, Bug, never. I'll always be your dad. That doesn't change. What about baby brother? Does he have to choose? It's complicated. You always say that now. She burrows closer. I wish it wasn't complicated. I wish we could all just be together. Yeah, me too. Even baby brother? I think about Marcus's folder, still sitting in my car. About 3 kids who share a mother and need stability more than I need revenge. Even baby brother. Promise? Go to sleep, Bug. But she's already out. 7 years old and carrying weight she shouldn't have to. I lie awake thinking about promises and possibilities and the strange shapes families can take. The courtroom smells like old wood and broken promises. December 15th, final divorce hearing. Sarah's lost weight, stress carving hollows under her cheekbones. She holds justice, 3 months old now, like a shield. Judge Patricia Hendricks reviews the case with the patience of someone who's seen every variation of human failure. The evidence is overwhelming. Tom presents it methodically, the affair, the deception, the financial betrayal. Sarah's lawyer counters with accusations of abandonment, emotional cruelty, failure to support. Your Honor, Tom says, my client has been exemplary despite extraordinary circumstances. He's maintained stability for Emma and Lily, continued their routines, attended every school function. He's the primary caregiver, while Mrs. Green has been preoccupied with her infant and her affair partner. Objection to characterization. Overruled. Continue, Mr. Brennan. Tom pulls out the prenuptial agreement. The infidelity clause is clear. Mrs. Green forfeits claim to marital assets. The house, savings, investments, all remain with Mr. Green. And the children? Judge Hendricks asks. We're seeking primary custody of Emma and Lily with supervised visitation from Mrs. Green. Supervised seems excessive, the judge notes. Your Honor, Mrs. Green has demonstrated profound lack of judgment. She brought her affair partner into the marital home. She's currently living with her mother, no stable residence of her own. The children need consistency. Sarah's lawyer stands. Your Honor, Mrs. Green made a mistake in her marriage, but she's been a devoted mother. Removing custody would be cruel and unusual. No one's removing custody, Judge Hendricks interrupts. We're determining primary residence. Mrs. Green, do you have stable housing? Sarah stands, shifting justice. I'm working on it, Your Honor. The divorce is complicated. Yes or no? Do you currently have appropriate housing for 3 children? I'm staying with my mother temporarily. And Mr. Green maintains the family home? Yes, Your Honor. The judge makes notes. My eyes drift to Justice in Sarah's arms. He's bigger now, more alert. His eyes track the ceiling fan's movement, an innocent bystander in his parents' destruction. There's another matter, Tom says, producing Marcus's folder. The biological father wishes to terminate his parental rights. The courtroom stills. Sarah's sharp intake of breath cuts through the silence. On what grounds? The judge asks. He believes it's in the child's best interest. He's unable to provide consistent presence due to his own family situation. And who would assume these rights? This is the moment, the crazy, impossible moment. Tom looks at me. I stand. I would, Your Honor. Gasps ripple through the gallery. Sarah's mother drops her purse. Sarah herself looks like I've slapped her. You want to adopt the child from your wife's affair? Judge Hendricks removes her glasses, studies me like I'm a puzzle. I want 3 siblings to grow up in the same home. I want Emma and Lily to have their brother, not a visitor every other weekend. I want Justice to have the stable family his biological parents can't provide. This is insane, Sarah's lawyer objects. He has no standing. He's been the presumed father since birth, Tom counters. His name is on the birth certificate. He has standing until formally removed. Your Honor, Sarah's voice shakes. He can't. This is vindictive, is it? I turn to face her directly for the first time. Or is it the only way to keep our children together? All of them? Judge Hendricks calls a recess. The hallway outside the courtroom becomes a battlefield. Sarah corners me by the water fountain. You can't take him from me. I'm not taking him. I'm offering to raise him, with you. Shared custody, just like Emma and Lily. Why? Tears stream down her face. Why would you do this? Because he's their brother. Because he deserves better than being ping-pong between houses. Because... I take a breath. Because families aren't built on blood alone. I don't understand you. No, you never did. We're called back in. Judge Hendricks has made her decision. This is highly unusual, but not without precedent. The court's primary concern is the welfare of all three children. Mr. Green, your offer is unexpected, but it shows remarkable maturity and focus on the children's needs. She continues, I'm granting primary physical custody of Emma and Lily Green to their father. Mrs. Green will have alternating weekends and one evening per week. As for Justice Williams, the pause stretches eternal. The court will allow Mr. Williams to terminate his rights, contingent on Mr. Green's formal adoption petition. Until then, temporary guardianship is granted to Mr. Green, with Mrs. Green retaining maternal rights and the same visitation schedule. The gavel falls. Just like that, I'm the single father of three children, one of whom shares no DNA with me, but will share my name. Sarah collapses into her chair. Her mother helps her out, shooting me looks that could peel paint. The judge's words gave me everything except what I'd lost. Outside the courthouse, Tom shakes his head. In 30 years of practice, I've never seen anything like that. Is it binding? As binding as any court order. You're officially insane, you know that? Probably. Marcus waits by my car. His wife is with him, a petite woman with kind eyes and a spine of steel. She looks at me like I'm either a saint or an idiot. Thank you, Marcus says simply. His wife steps forward. I don't understand why you do this, but I'm grateful. We can have our family back because of you. We all deserve our families. She nods, takes Marcus's hand. The trust fund, it's his, for college or whatever he needs. I don't want your money. It's not ours, it's his. Please. They leave together, and I wonder if they'll make it. If forgiveness can really rebuild what betrayal destroyed. If any of us will make it through this mess intact. Christmas Eve. The first visit under the new arrangement. Sarah brings justice to my door, our door, at 5 p.m. Emma and Lily press against the window, vibrating with excitement. Baby brother! Lily shrieks when I open the door. Sarah looks exhausted, defeated. His diaper bag has everything. Formula, diapers, extra clothes. He's been fussy today. We'll be fine. She kisses Justice's forehead, whispers something I don't catch, and hands him to me. He's heavier than I expected, warm, real. His eyes, brown like Marcus's, study my face with infant intensity. Mommy, are you staying? Emma asks. Not tonight, sweetheart, but I'll see you tomorrow for Christmas morning at Grandma's. Why can't we all be together? Lily demands. Nobody has a good answer for that. Sarah leaves quickly. I stand in my doorway holding another man's son while my daughters dance around us, already planning which toys to show him. Can I hold him? Emma asks. We settle on the couch, Emma carefully cradling Justice while Lily shows him her favorite stuffed elephant. He doesn't cry, doesn't fuss, just watches these two girls who share his mother, but not his father, claim him as theirs. He's really soft, Emma observes, and he smells nice. Like baby powder, Lily adds. Daddy, what's his whole name? Justice Marcus Williams. That's too long. Can we call him Jus? Like Juice? Emma giggles. We'll ask your mom. But you're his dad now too, right? Emma looks at me seriously. The judge said so. It's complicated. No more complicated. Lily stamps her foot. He's our brother. You're our dad. That makes you his dad. Simple. 4-year-old logic. Bulletproof and beautiful. The baby reaches for me and said his first word. It's not his first word, of course. He's too young, but he makes a sound, da-da, that Lily immediately translates as such, and who am I to argue? The girls cheer like he's just given a graduation speech. Later, after the girls are in bed and Justice sleeps in the porta-crib we bought yesterday, I sit in the living room staring at the Christmas tree. 3 stockings hang on the mantel. We'll need a 4th now. The presents underneath are tagged from Mom and Dad, even though Mom and Dad are now separate entities. my phone buzzes, a text from David. How's it going with all three? Surprisingly okay. Dad would be proud. Dad would think I'm crazy. That too. I think about my father's letter, about showing up, about the families we choose. In the porta-crib, Justice stirs but doesn't wake. Tomorrow morning, he'll experience his first Christmas in this house. Not the one his mother planned, not the one I planned, but maybe the one he needs. New Year's Day. I'm writing in what used to be the nursery, now converted to my office since Justice sleeps in my room. 3 letters spread on the desk before me. The first, to burn. Sarah, I hate you with a depth that scares me. You took 8 years and lit them on fire. You made me doubt every smile, every I love you, every moment I thought we were happy. You didn't just cheat. You built an elaborate architecture of lies and made me live inside it. I hate you for the pregnancy tests we cried over, negative after negative, while you were carrying another man's child. For the fertility treatments we discussed, while you knew exactly why you were pregnant. For holding my hand during ultrasounds of a baby that could never be mine. I hate you for making our daughters casualties, for making me explain why families break, for the therapy they'll probably need, for the weddings where they'll have to choose who walks them down the aisle. I hate you for making me fall in love with a fiction. The woman I married never existed, did she? She was just a character you played until you got bored with the role. Mostly, I hate you for Justice, for creating a life that will always wonder why he wasn't enough to keep his parents together, for making me choose between abandoning an innocent baby or raising the living proof of your betrayal. I hate you, Michael. The second to send. Sarah, the divorce is final. The custody is settled. Now we have to figure out how to be co-parents instead of spouses. I need you to know that I will never speak badly of you to our children. Any of them. They need their mother, even if I no longer need my wife. I will not be the parent who poisons them against you. Justice's adoption will be final in 6 months. I'm not doing this to hurt you or claim victory. I'm doing this so 3 siblings can grow up together. I hope someday you'll understand that. We will see each other at pickups, school events, birthdays, graduations, weddings. We need to find a way to be civil for them. I'm in therapy. I suggest you do the same. We both need to process this in healthy ways that don't damage the children. Michael. The third to keep. Dear Justice, you're sleeping in my room as I write this. 10 weeks old and unaware of the storm you were born into. Someday you'll have questions. You deserve answers. Your biological father is a good man who made bad choices. He loved his family too much to lose them for you. That's not your fault. That's not your burden to carry. Your mother loved you from the moment she knew you existed. Her choices hurt many people, but her love for you was never in question. And me? I'm the man who looked at you in a courtroom and saw not my wife's betrayal, but my daughter's brother. I saw a baby who needed stability more than I needed revenge. I won't lie to you. This is hard. Every day I look at you and see what broke my marriage, but I also see what might rebuild our family in a different configuration. You are not responsible for the first part. You might be the catalyst for the second. Families aren't built on blood alone. They're built on who shows up. I'm showing up. Not because I have to, but because Emma and Lily need their brother, and you need a father, and sometimes life demands we be bigger than our pain. You'll call me Dad if you choose to, or Michael if you don't. Either is fine. What matters is that you'll know you were chosen, not by default or obligation, but deliberately, intentionally, every day. Love is a choice we make, not a feeling we fall into. I choose to love you, Justice, not for who you came from, but for who you'll become. Dad, by choice. I wrote 3 letters, 1 to burn, 1 to send, 1 to keep. February. The adoption is finalized on a Thursday that feels both ordinary and momentous. Tom handles the paperwork. Sarah signs with tears streaming. Marcus doesn't attend. His signature was notarized elsewhere. The judge, a different one this time, seems pleased. Congratulations, Mr. Green. You're officially the father of 3. The certificate reads, Justice Michael Green. Sarah agreed to the name change, said it would be easier for school, for life, for him to share his sibling's name. That evening, David brings a cake. Congratulations on your new son, it reads, which makes Emma laugh and Lily demand the biggest piece. Justice, now 6 months old, smears frosting in his hair while everyone takes pictures. Speech, David demands. To chosen families, I say, raising my juice box, Lily's choice of toast beverage, and to showing up. To showing up, the girls cheer. Sarah texts that night. Thank you for the photos. He looks happy. I don't respond, but I send her more pictures. Baby steps toward co-parenting. Baby steps toward whatever comes next. March brings spring and a new rhythm. Pickups and drop-offs become routine. Sarah and I manage entire exchanges without conflict. The girls adapt with the resilience children shouldn't need, but somehow have. Justice starts crawling, chasing after its sisters who shriek with delight. One Tuesday, Sarah arrives for her evening visit while I'm helping Emma with homework. Justice is in his high chair, Lily feeding him Cheerios one at a time, like a pet. Mommy, both girls rush her. Homework first, I remind Emma. Dad's helping me with fractions, Emma tells Sarah. They're stupid. They're challenging, I correct. Stupidly challenging, Emma compromises. Sarah laughs, real laughter, not the performed kind. I always hated fractions too. Want to help? Emma asks her. Sarah looks at me. I shrug. If you have time. She sits at our kitchen table, my kitchen table, and helps our daughter while I clean up dinner. Lily narrates Justice's every movement to whoever will listen. For 30 minutes, we look almost like a family. Almost. When Sarah leaves, taking Justice for his overnight, Emma says, That was nice, all of us together. Yeah, it was. Can we do it again? We'll see. April. Justice takes his first steps at 10 months, early for any kid. He toddles from the coffee table to my legs, where he crashes with a proud grin. I catch it on video, send it to Sarah immediately. His first steps, she texts back. Thank you for sharing. We're finding a rhythm, not friendship, that's gone forever. But something functional, something that prioritizes 3 small humans over 2 broken adults. The photograph arrives from a session Sarah booked, her weekend, but she included me in the invitation. For the kids, she said, they want a picture with everyone. The photographer doesn't know our story, arranges us like a normal family. Sarah holds Justice. I stand behind with hands on Emma and Lily's shoulders. We smile on command. The resulting photo is beautiful and false, a family portrait of a family that doesn't exist. But there's another photo, candid. The photographer caught it between poses. Emma tickling Justice, Lily laughing, Sarah and I both watching the kids, not each other, but our faces soft with the same parental love. That's the one I frame. May brings Mother's Day and careful navigation. The girls make cards for Sarah at my house. I help them wrap presents. Justice signs his name with a handprint. The normalcy of it aches. Father's Day is harder. Sarah brings the kids to my house with gifts clearly selected by Emma and Lily, but funded by their mother. Justice wears a onesie that says Daddy's Boy, which feels like either an apology or a claim, maybe both. The portrait photographer asked who the baby's father was. We both answered. It happens in July, a family portrait session at the park. Sarah's idea, but I agreed because the kids wanted it. The photographer is arranging us when she asks brightly, "And who's the baby's father?" The question hangs in the summer air. Sarah and I look at each other, then both say simultaneously, "I am." The photographer looks confused. Sarah clarifies, "He's the legal father. I'm the mother. We're divorced." "Oh, a modern family. How wonderful." Modern. That's one word for it. The session continues. Individual shots of each kid, siblings together, Justice reaches for me in every photo, which the photographer finds adorable and Sarah finds painful. But we get through it. We smile and pose and pretend this is normal, whatever normal means anymore. August. Justice's first birthday approaches, and planning it requires actual communication. Sarah and I meet at a coffee shop while Margaret watches the kids. "I was thinking a small party," Sarah says. "Just family." "Whose family? Yours or mine?" "Both." The kids don't understand why Grandma Margaret and Uncle David can't be in the same room. She's right. The adult problems shouldn't be their burden. Fine, but at my house. Your house is bigger, she agrees. We plan like business partners. Guest list, cake flavor, decorations. No discussion of the elephant, that this time last year, she was pregnant with another man's child while I planned a nursery for a baby I thought was mine. The party itself goes surprisingly well. David and Margaret manage civility. The girls run wild with their cousins. Justice destroys his cake with enthusiasm that makes everyone laugh. When we sing Happy Birthday, Sarah and I stand on opposite sides of his high chair, both holding cameras, both teary-eyed for different reasons. Marcus sends a card with a check, no return address. The card just says, "Happy birthday, Justice. May you find your place." I put the check in the trust fund. The card goes in a box I'll give Justice when he's older, when he can decide what to do with it. September brings school starts and new routines. Emma enters 2nd grade. Lily starts pre-K. Justice goes to daycare 3 days a week. The logistics require military precision, and Sarah and I manage them with the efficiency of practiced co-parents. At Emma's back-to-school night, we accidentally sit together, not realizing until it's too awkward to move. Her teacher doesn't know we're divorced, compliments us on our beautiful family. "3 kids! You're brave," she says brightly. Sarah and I share a look that contains multitudes. "Something like that," I manage. In the hallway after, Sarah says quietly, "I'm sorry for all of it." "I know. Do you forgive me? I'm working on it. That's more than I deserve." "Yeah, it is. But there's no venom in it anymore. Just truth, acknowledged and released. October. Halloween. The kids insist on group costumes, superheroes. Emma is Wonder Woman. Lily is Supergirl. Justice, now walking confidently, toddles around as Superman. Sarah and I, without discussing it, both show up to take them trick-or-treating. "You match," Emma observes. "We're both wearing regular clothes." "We're going as divorced parents," I say, which makes Sarah snort laugh despite herself. We walk the neighborhood as a unit. Neighbors who don't know congratulate us on our beautiful family. Those who do know watch us with careful curiosity. But tonight isn't about us. It's about 3 kids collecting candy and shrieking with joy. At one house, an elderly woman coos over Justice. "He looks just like his daddy," she says, looking between him and me. "He has his mother's smile," I say, which is true and easier than explaining. Sarah looks at me with something I can't read, gratitude maybe, or recognition of what we've become. Not friends, not partners, but something else. Co-parents, co-survivors of our own destruction. November again, a full year since that day in delivery room 3. Justice's heart murmur has resolved itself. No surgery needed. He's hitting all his milestones early. Charming everyone with a smile that is definitely Sarah's, even if nothing else is. Thanksgiving is split. Lunch with Sarah's family, dinner with mine. The kids travel between houses like tiny ambassadors. Justice naps through most of it, unaware he's the bridge between 2 worlds that shouldn't connect but do. That evening, after the kids are asleep, I sit in the living room looking at the family portrait from July. The candid one, where we're all looking at the children, not the camera, not posing, just being. My phone buzzes. Sarah, thank you for this year, for choosing them over anger. I type several responses, delete them all, finally settle on, families aren't built on blood alone. She sends back a heart emoji, then nothing else. It's enough, more than enough. December 1st. I'm at the park with all 3 kids when I see them, Marcus and his family. His wife sees us first, grabs his arm. They could leave, pretend they didn't see us. Instead, they walk over. Mr. Green, Marcus says formally. Marcus. His kids are playing on the swings. Justice toddles over to investigate, and Marcus's daughter, about Lily's age, bends down to his level. Hi, baby. Justice giggles, offers her the stick he's been carrying like treasure. She takes it solemnly. Thank you. Marcus watches his daughter play with his biological son, his face a study in controlled emotion. His wife takes his hand, anchoring him. He's walking already, Marcus observes, running more like, chasing his sisters constantly. That's good. Siblings are good. We stand there, 2 fathers on a playground, watching children who will never know how complicated their connections are. Or maybe they will, and they'll choose to love anyway. Kids are good at that, loving without conditions or complications. We should go, Marcus's wife says gently. Yeah. Marcus looks at Justice one more time. He's lucky to have you, all of them. They leave, and I wonder if Justice will ever know who that man was, if it will matter, if any of this will matter beyond the simple fact that 3 children are loved and safe and together. Daddy, Lily calls. Justice is eating dirt again. I run to stop him, scooping him up as he protests. He's covered in playground sand, laughing like it's the funniest thing in the world. Emma helps dust him off, while Lily lectures him about germs. Silly baby, Emma says fondly. Our silly baby brother. The word that makes it all worthwhile. The final image comes on a Sunday in early December. Sarah drops the kids off, and there's a bike in her trunk. Emma's Christmas present, she says, but she can't assemble it. David's here for Sunday football, and without anyone planning it, we're all in the garage trying to decipher instructions clearly translated from another language. This bolt doesn't exist, David insists. It's right there, Sarah points out. That's not a bolt, that's a... Actually, what is that? I'm holding Justice while the girls help by stealing tools. It's chaos. It's messy. It's nothing like the family we planned. Got it, David finally announces as the bike stands complete. Emma immediately wants to ride it. Please, please, please. It's supposed to be for Christmas, Sarah starts. Please, Mom. Please, Dad. We cave, because that's what parents do. Emma wobbles down the driveway while we all watch. Sarah, David, me holding Justice. Lily cheering. The winter sun catches her hair. As she figures out the pedals, finds her balance, takes off. I'm doing it, she shouts. Look, I'm really doing it. And she is. We all are. Not the way we planned, not the way anyone would choose, but doing it nonetheless. Justice squirms to get down, toddling after his sister on unsteady legs. Lily runs alongside him, making sure he doesn't fall. Sarah and I stand apart, but watching the same scene, sharing the same fierce love for these 3 humans who bind us together forever, regardless of blood or betrayal, or the strange shapes families can take. This is the image. 2 men, 1 white, 1 metaphorically present in his absence, taught a girl to ride a bike while her siblings cheer her on. A mother and father no longer married but forever connected, choosing to show up for their children, all of them, every day, not the family anyone planned, but the one that chose to exist. Because families aren't destroyed by betrayal, they're transformed by how we respond to it. And sometimes, if we're brave enough to choose love over anger, grace over revenge, showing up over walking away, we find that the family we build from the ashes is stronger than the one that burned. That's our story, mine, Sarah's, Emma's, Lily's, and Justice's. It's messy and painful and beautiful and ongoing. Every day we choose it again. Every day we show up. And that's enough. More than enough. It's everything.